Now we have our colors ready, we have our typography ready, we can always remove things, add things. We've created them, so it's really easy to remove and add new things into our kind of small documentation that we have for these. When it comes to design systems, one thing that it's kind of missing right now is documenting all of these decisions, but we're going to cover that later on, so don't worry. We're just now building the foundations of everything that we're going to need in our design. So the next thing that we need to cover, and it's really crucial to be able to create different elements from this. And now if you're thinking about like, oh, we have a color, we have a style for the button text, just combining those two things is gonna help us build a button. The only thing that we need to be able to build a button is to know what dimensions and padding that button needs to have. So that's where we're going. We need to cover spacing. Spacing is going to be our next element in here. And as I've said, we're going to work, since this is like a responsive web app, we're going to work with 4s. So our smallest spacing is going to be 4 by 4. It doesn't have to be by 4, it can be by any other width that we're going to have in our system, but right now for the ways that we're going to document spacing, I'm going to make everything little boxes, and I'm going to fill it like this and give it a little red stroke like this, and we have it 4 by 4. Let's make this like 0.5. Okay, so we have 4. Our next size is gonna be 8. Our next size is gonna be 12. Our next size is, as you can see, I'm just adding 4 to these right now. And as soon as I hit 16, this is one thing that I don't know if we're gonna need it, but I'm gonna keep it for now, is 20. With like 16, those are already noticeable sizes that we can easily perceive. So sometimes having just 16 and maybe 24 is going to be enough. But not knowing that right now, I'm going to have 20 and I can remove it afterwards if needed. And you're going to notice that as we get bigger and bigger, we're going to skip more and more of those numbers. We're more going to move towards like multiplying the previous one than we are going to just add 4 to it. So in here, I'm not going to go to 28. I'm going to move immediately to 32. And from 32, I'm going to move to 48. I'm not sure if I'm ever going to need something as big as 64. In the dashboard that or like web app or mobile app that we're going to build, but I'm going to have it for now. Above for 64, I'm not going to plan for, so let's just do it like that. We can make it 8 just to make it a little bit more noticeable, and that should be enough. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make them fall like this. And another important thing is we can use caption text for it. Is I do want to add like lines of text to all of these so that we know how to reference them and call them. So our smallest line height seems to be 16 in here. That might be a little bit too much, but I can call this like extra small. And that's gonna be this first one. I'm gonna take it out right now, just to be able to kind of create it like that. Then we're gonna have the second one, which is extra small. This one is gonna be called small. This one is like medium. This can be L. This can be XL. XXL. So something like this. This is like a nice way to name your spacings and paddings. and create like a naming system for it that you can use in design systems. Doesn't have to be like it. You can just call it like the smallest, and then the small, and then smallest, smaller, small, larger, largest, and so on and so on. But you're gonna soon notice that there is not enough words that you can use for it, so something like this could be enough for what you're gonna need. Again, this one with 20, I'm not sure if we're gonna use. Based on my experiences, I know that I sometimes need it, so I'm gonna keep it. But if we don't have it, I would just name this one L, this one XL, and so on and so on. So I hope you understand the logic behind these. I just need to figure out what's the better way to name this so that they are not the better way to kind of organize this so they're not so close to each other. So I'm gonna make this like 24, and let's add these to all of them. Shift A to create an auto layout, and maybe have something like this, and then in here just have it like this, and I'm gonna use the red to influence things. Okay, so since spacing is not something that you're actually gonna have as a style that you can reuse, there's not going to be an assignment that has like a walkthrough in this lesson, but what I will skip on just to save up on some time, because you don't have to watch me kind of name all of this, is I'm gonna take this, copy it below it, create an auto layout out of these two, make this 4, call this XS, and so on. So I'm just gonna name this outside of this video. If you're following along, as you probably should be now that we're learning all of these things, just kind of do the same thing, and let's see you in the next video.